This video is a little bit different. In this lesson, you're going to learn about how to add text features, especially if you're working on an article. So what I'm doing right now is I am going to access one of your writing pieces just to show you to practice on. So the objectives in this lesson is that you will learn how to put in 4 text features into your writing. I'm going to show you how to put in a title. I'm going to show you how to put in different headings. I'm going to show you how to put in pictures and captions. So that way, after you watch this video, or if you need to rewatch it, then you can go back through and work on these things. So I am going to use Maya's, and just as an example, and Maya, don't worry, I'll undo everything that I did before I finish up here, okay? So first, let's talk about titles. When you're writing your title, remember that every single word in your title has to be capitalized. So go ahead and do that first. Maya already has her title a little bit bigger and bolder than the rest of the text. But if you don't know how to do that, you need to put your cursor at the end of what you'd like to make bigger, highlight your words, and you can make the text different by choosing a different font, and you can make it bigger by choosing a bigger number. Actually, so I need to make it bigger than that. There we go. Okay, so that's the title. Make sure that when you put in the title of your whole page, like this looks like this is Maya's title of her whole piece, that this title is the biggest. Just like you would see in a Scholastic News article, the title of the article is the biggest, and then the title of some of the sections are a little bit smaller. So, and I think you should stick to one size. So for the main title, I'm going to change this back to Arial, what she had, and put it on 30. So that's going to be my biggest one. So I need to make sure all of my subtitles are smaller than 30. So I'm going to highlight that and choose the 18. You can also make your words bold by choosing the B. It'll make your words thicker. You can make them slanty or put them in italics. You can underline. You can do a combination of these, or you can do all 3. It's up to you. But the purpose, though, is to make your title or your subtitle look a little bit different than the rest of your writing. Okay? So that's how to do a title and a subtitle or a heading. Make sure that your main title is the biggest. So, and Maya's, this will be the biggest. And then if this is what her next section is about, she would make sure those words are a little bit smaller. And although they're different from this text, they're also different from the title, too. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do is put pictures into your text. Now, the inserting picture part is easy, but it's formatting the picture that's hard. So you're going to go up to Insert, choose Image, and then I'm going to search for one. I'm just going to search for Orange Gatorade. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to put in Florida Gators because the Florida Gators is the university that invented Gatorade. So I'm going to choose this picture and press Select. And I'm going to format it. So I want to click on the picture. And this little box down here that pops up, this white box, you always want to choose Wrap Text. That means that wherever you move your picture, the text will wrap around it. See how it did that? So I'm going to try and put this text here, and you just kind of have to play with it. There we go. So now we have a picture in Maya's paragraph. Now, would I add a picture of a regular alligator? Well, no, because it's not connected to the story. It says here in the first sentence, Gatorade was invented in a science lab at the University of Florida. So putting this picture here adds to the learning of the reader. This is the mascot of the University of Florida, the Florida Gators, of which Gatorade was named after. So this isn't an opportunity for me to just put in random pictures that I like. This is an opportunity for me to enhance what the reader can understand by adding a picture that would help them understand. So you're going to choose pictures that make sense, that are appropriate and that add to what you're saying, okay? So let's try that again. I just want to show you how to do that one more time. So I'm going to put my cursor. It doesn't really matter where you put your cursor because you'll probably be moving the picture around anyway. So you're going to go to Insert, Image. If you have one in your drive, you can use that, or if you want to take, you wouldn't have to take a snapshot probably. You might have saved it to your Google Drive though, or you might have saved it to your downloads on your laptop, but you're probably going to want to search things. So I'm going to choose a different picture here. All right, not so many great ones, but I'm going to choose these gators so the reader can see where Gatorade got its name. So I'm going to press Select. Once you have these 4 arrows here, these black arrows, you want to click on your picture, and then you want to immediately press Wrap Text. Then you want to make it whatever size you think is appropriate. Don't overdo it. The picture is not the main source of information. And then you want to place your picture where you want it, and you'll see that wherever you put it, the text will wrap around it. Okay? Don't put it in the middle, that's confusing. So I would stick to one side or the other. Okay? So that's how to put in pictures. Don't forget, you always have this handy dandy undo button up here on the left side if you make a mistake. Now the last thing I'm going to teach you how to do is make a caption, okay, for your picture. There's a few ways you could do this. So first, I'm going to undo that picture I deleted. I'm going to put it back in so I can make a caption, okay? So I might choose to put this picture down here out of the way of that paragraph. And I might put the caption right here in this blank space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert, I gotta click over here. Click in the blank space and then go to Insert, and you want to click shape isn't on here. Oh, we can do a table. Let's do a table and just do a 1-cell table, and then you'll say pictured, and you'll describe the picture. Florida Gator mascots pose for a picture while teammates guzzle down Gatorade. P.S. Doesn't guzzle sound better than drink? That's a way to strengthen your vocabulary. So now I've got this table here, so I can make these words a little bit smaller. That's a little big for my taste. And the table will shrink down with it. You can also make the table longer. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit shorter so that I've got kind of more of a box rather. And then you've got your captions here, okay? And then again, if you need to move it around, you can just delete it and put it in again, okay? You can make it bigger. I don't know why you would do that if you have a small text. And then you can always move it around too by entering or whatever. Okay, so those are captions. And again, remember, you can always go back and watch this process again to see what I'm clicking. If you want to personalize your table, you might want to select different borders. This one looks weird because it's only one table, so but yeah, there's a little bit of personalization you can do there. You can also go to table. So what I did is I put my cursor in the table and I 2-finger clicked, and I'm going to go to table properties, and I can do things like make the border thicker, give it a background color, which I wouldn't choose anything other than gray because we're going to be printing in black and white. So you can kind of see now that this border is thicker, the background color is different, and now I can type in this caption, blah, 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 okay? So, if you are writing an article, you definitely want to put in at least a few headings, a few pictures, and some captions to really make your form look just like an article. So take some time to fiddle around with those things, experiment with adding pictures, adding captions, changing the title, underlining or making it bolder so the reader knows that it's a different section. But make sure that whatever you're doing, it adds to the learning of the reader. Remember, the purpose of underlining is so that the reader knows that's the title of the section. The purpose of adding a picture is to add to the learning of the reader. So make sure that whatever you're adding, it adds value for the reader. It helps them understand. It's not just a random choice because you were having fun on Google Docs, okay? All right, so again, take some time after you watch this video to add some text features, especially if you're writing an article. If you are not writing an article, it is not necessary that you have text features, and you can move on to the next, you can move on to lesson 7, or the next part of lesson 7.